Mark Carney, the leader of the Liberal Party, has done what was unthinkable at the start of the year: lead the party to victory in Canada's federal election. The Liberal victory of roughly 168 seats, just short of the majority mark of 172, is in large part due to Carney, but also the leader of Ottawa's southern neighbour, US President Donald Trump. The Liberal Party, which at the turn of the year was looking at a wipeout at the polls due to the ascendancy of the opposition party, the Conservative Party of Canada, led by Pierre Poilievre. On 5th January, the day before former Liberal Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced his resignation, the Conservative Party, led by Poilievre, was polling at roughly 45%, 25 percentage points ahead of the incumbent government. Poilievre, who became the leader of the Conservatives in September 2022, maintained a steady lead over Trudeau's Liberals until March of this year. The 2025 elections in Canada was meant to be Poilievre's crowning moment. However, by the time the Canadians turned out to vote on 28th April, the Grits were set to win over 43% of the votes, while Poilievre's Conservatives won around 41% of the votes. The Conservative leader may also lose his own riding or an electoral constituency of Carleton, a seat he has represented since 2015, and its predecessor as Nepean-Carleton since 2004. If the count remains at 168 for the Liberals, it would mean Carney fails to reach the 172 majority mark. In this scenario, the Liberals would require outside support, either from the Bloc Québécois, which is expected to win around 23 seats, or the much smaller New Democratic Party with 7 seats to pass legislation. This would be the third Liberal minority government in a row, following the results of the 2019 and 2021 federal elections. While Justin Trudeau's first minority government in 2019 lasted for almost 2 years, his second was able to survive 3 years due to a supply and confidence agreement with the NDP, which allowed the government to pass legislation in the House of Commons. A minority government falls short of Carney's plea to the voters to ensure a majority Liberal government to deal with the tariffs imposed by President Donald Trump. The rise of the Liberal Party coincides with the return of Trump to the White House. His threats on Canadian sovereignty and unleashing a punishing set of tariffs on Ottawa changed the narratives around the polls. The focus on Trump, the deteriorating global order, was a part of Carney's message, which he honed throughout the roughly 37-day campaign for the federal elections against Poilievre, who remained focused on the affordability crisis at home. Trump's tariff threats focuses on Canadian automobiles and lumber, core industries for the country, and a firm belief that the US is bailing out the country, led the Liberal Party to rise in the polls in March. The chaos unleashed by Trump moved the needle in favor of Carney, a successful central banker who was a part of Canada's recovery efforts during the global recession, which hit the world markets in 2007, before he went on to become the governor of the Bank of England in 2013. By positioning his global economic career as a strength, Carney set out to make the election a vote against Trump. Poilievre's pugilistic approach to politics, which won public favor against Trudeau, however, was impacted by its similarities to the US president. His famous one-liners, such as "axe the tax," resonated less and less as Trump's attacks picked up against Canada. A month ago, conservative strategists started warning Poilievre of acting too Trumpy, and that he needed to pivot his message to the US tariffs, or else the federal Conservative Party would lose the polls. The Trump factor, Carney's experience, and Poilievre's campaign all played a role in scripting the Liberal victory. That is all from me today. For more such news and analysis from ThePrint, subscribe below.